wherever y'all at in the world. Y'all know that I have this thing now that I get up at about 3:30 in the morning. So on my end right now, it is 4 o'clock in the morning. I've been up for a while. It's about 4:19 now, and I keep having this on my mind where I'm thinking. Everybody keeps saying that we're at the end. This is the end time, and the rapture and things like that. And I know I joke about it. I joke about a lot of things, and I love to joke and dance and be playful. I love to experience life. However, however, I do acknowledge the seriousness of the times that we are in now. And I always have had this in me where I try to be mindful and respectful of the spiritual and the unknown. Now, the things I say may not come off politically correct or proper English because I'm just going to talk the way I talk, and I'm not going to try to sugarcoat anything, and I'm not going to try to change my vernacular or anything like that. I give props to myself for being able to express myself the way I do because, like I said, I am a meningitis survivor. I am a vertigo survivor. I'm a thyroid disease survivor. I'm a cancer survivor. So, hey, just the fact that I can articulate myself in a way that I am understood is a blessing in itself. So, if anybody want to try to change that, go sit in the corner and have a talk with the Most High. Don't bring it to me. Now, with that being said, I want to discuss this thing where everybody keep talking about we in the end time, we in the end time, and the rapture, the rapture, the rapture. Let me tell y'all something. It's a few things that gotta happen before the end is here. It's a few things that have to be unleashed before the end times are here. It's a few things that have to be acknowledged before the end time is here. Now, I will admit, we are at a stage of preparation for the end times, but we cannot dictate when it's actually going to be here at the doorstep. But it is approaching. It is approaching. Some things have been unleashed that people do not want to acknowledge. People are turning a blind eye to the things that are going on in the world. I don't know if it's because they don't want to see it or that they really just don't see it. Y'all, we have had so many heinous crimes, heinous, un like unimaginable things happening to people and animals on this earth. If it does not make you stop and think, then maybe you should take the time to reevaluate some things. This is not the time to point the finger at people. This is not the time to this is not the time to be selfish. This is not the time to be harmful or hurtful. This is a time to self-reflect. Like, you really need to take this time to look at what you have brought into this world? Like, what have you contributed? And it's also a time to actually start seeing things from a spiritual standpoint. It's amazing to me how people are not noticing. People are not noticing that now we are in a time that bad is seen as good and good is seen as bad. We are in a time where people are starting to, good morning, I'm doing good. You know, I'm always up early in the three in the morning, 3:30 in the morning. But we're living in a time where people excuse bad behavior, but they demonize correction. I don't understand that. I don't understand that. I don't know if it's because I look too deep into things. It could be, that I'm seeing things from a different standpoint because I am a dreamer, I am a seer, and for years I would not acknowledge that I was. I just would be the awkward. I would be the awkward person that would, hello, hello. I would just be that awkward person that would be just staring at somebody because I can already see the darkness in them or the heaviness. I cannot stand when I walk into a room and then I immediately feel heavy. I feel dark. Like, what? I can't stand that feeling. And then as soon as you step outside, you feel like you could breathe again. Like, whew. And it's starting to feel like that in a lot of places. It used to be just where if you go to certain, I remember we had this library over here. They're closed down now, but we used to have a library over here where it was okay downstairs in the downstairs area. But as soon as you would go up those stairs and start going into like the conference rooms or the reading room, they had like a reading room up there where you could take your kids on certain days. I think it was like on a Tuesday or Thursday. I forgot what it was because, like I said, that library don't exist anymore. So, like once or twice a week, they had a room up there where you could bring your kids. They could color, they could read books and everything. Oh, I'm sorry. I'll try to change it up. But so when we would go up those stairs, it was an instant low vibration. It was an instant darkness. The kids would immediately start kind of acting different, like strange. Thank you. Thank you for coming by. Good night. Yeah, but it's just certain things like that. Like you would go into certain areas or certain places and you would immediately feel like there was a shift, a change. And now it's in more places. Um, I've noticed now that if you go to certain parking lots, like Walmart parking lots, and I believe Kroger has started doing it sometimes too, but I know most definitely Walmart has this thing where just certain days, certain times, you would be in the parking lot and you would hear music playing. They would be playing music, and it's supposed to be like this upbeat music that's supposed to like get you in the mood to shop or whatever, but it still has a eerie feeling to it. The next time y'all go to like a Walmart or something, I want y'all to try to try to feel it. and not try to feel it, but just quiet yourself. Quiet yourself so that you can kind of peep what I'm giving you. If you go into a parking lot and you hear music playing while you're walking towards the store, you will notice that it seems like they're trying to offset a tone that's already there. They're trying to offset the darkness that's there to get you to keep coming in. But it's eerie. It's a creepy type of feel that I get from this music playing while I'm walking into this building. I'm gonna call it a building. Y'all, is something going on, and I don't want to be that person that's saying like, the sky's falling, the sky's falling. I always make reference to that. But I don't want to be that person to put people in a state of fear, but I will be that person to tell you protect yourself spiritually. People are always saying protect yourself physically, carry your, carry have a carry license, things of that nature. All good. Hey, I'm with it. I myself have a license to carry. So, but now is a time to protect yourself spiritually. There's some things going on, y'all. There's some things going on in another realm. And I'm going to be very, very blunt with you guys when I say this. Some things have been released. Some things have been released that are stronger than what has already been roaming the earth. It's stronger, and it has this type of telepathy type of feel to it. It can communicate with people in the physical. It can communicate and cause this physical being to do and say things that they normally would not do and say. This that has been released also has kindred here that is already here, and they have awakened. So they are starting to act out on things that they always have wanted to do, but they had this barrier or veil. I know people don't like to hear other people talking like this, but hear me out. Like my daughter always say, hear me out, hear me out. We have to understand that it's more than just us here. And if you don't respect the fact that it is what it is, and if you don't protect yourself spiritually and emotionally, you are an open book. You are just open. They can read you. They can manipulate you. You have to you have to learn how to set boundaries in both the physical and spiritual realm. There are certain laws that they still have to abide by, but once you yourself open yourself up to evil doings, they can do whatever they want to do. Once you open yourself up, and I know nobody wants to hear this right now, but it is what it is. The truth is the truth. And like I was saying earlier, we're living in a time now where bad is seen as good and good is seen as bad, but y'all gotta hold tight to what you know is right. Hey, that kind of rhyme. Gotta hold tight to what you know is right. It's like, um, it's just like when I was growing up, they used to always say there's gonna come a time when it's gonna be mothers against daughters, daughters against mothers. Same thing with the sons, sons against fathers, fathers against sons. It's gonna be wars and rumors of wars. And I remember my granddad walking into the kitchen one day with his Bible in his hand, and he said, if you really take the time to read this word, nothing should surprise you. And he was right. He was right. But y'all, it's an eerie feeling that I get. It's something roaming this earth that is stronger and more powerful than what has already been on the earth. And this source, this thing, this entity has I'm trying to think of the right words to explain what I'm saying. This thing has awakened some of its kindred that are already here. We are going to start seeing more unalivings. We're going to start seeing more publicly. Um, I'm trying to think of the right word because we can't say certain words. Um, Things that are going to be, that would usually be hidden, will be seen. Things that they're putting out for your entertainment, and I gotta say this, the things that are being put out for entertainment purposes and saying, oh, you can now do it this, you can do, it's all a setup. It's all a setup, y'all. When this thing starts to be seen in the physical, nobody will believe it because of the way things have been set up. Oh, it's just AI. That's AI. That's what they will say. That's what they will say. It's already starting to happen. When it's something that's real, they're going to say it's AI. And then when it's something that's fake, they're going to say lock them up. I seen it on video. But they have it where you can actually put somebody's face on something else. I saw a video of Tupac and Biggie shaking hands and having a whole conversation in the street and everything. It was all AI, but it looked like them. So just imagine if you could do that. Just imagine what else you could do. This new thing that's roaming the earth is not really new. It has been released, but it's not new. There's nothing new under the sun. That thing has been here, and it has been, shall I say, detained, and now it has been released. It is seeking and searching whom and whatever it may devour. We are seeing some awful things, and it's going to get worse before it gets better. I will be so glad when people start really understanding, because it makes me feel like it's only a small group of us that see it for what it is. And after so long, you don't want to keep saying, look, pay attention, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. After a while, you get tired of trying to explain to people we are not in the end times, y'all. We are in the times of preparing for the end times. There has got to be certain things that play out first. You got to set the stage for certain things to happen. Man has always tried to get in the way, and when I say man, I mean male, female, whatever. Man has always tried to set the stage or do things that was not meant to be done. It's supposed to just happen. So, if in prophecy it says this will happen in the end times, man can't take it upon himself to say, I'm going to make it happen. I'm going to do it. And then the world shouts, it's the end time because it happened. This is what happened. Y'all, they have found so many people unalived in the most monstrous ways. What y'all think that was? Y'all think that was just somebody that just woke up in the morning and said, this is what I'm going to do today? That's a spirit that has gotten into these people. Some of them already had it in them. Some of them have already had that spirit in them, and something has awakened in them. Something has caused that spirit to open its eyes and say, now, do it. That's what it's saying to people. Do it. I hate the fact that this younger generation has gone into this, and I love the younger generation because they teach me a lot. Um, if you let the younger generation teach you, then you will be the wisest amongst the old. And if you're young and you allow the elders to teach you, then you will be the wisest amongst the young. So, with that being said, I love the younger generation because they teach me how to work all these gadgets and everything. And I feel like it keeps me young. However, I will say this, the younger generation really, really do not understand why the older generation is trying to help y'all out, trying to reel you in. We see things, we see things that y'all don't think we see, but we may see something totally different. That woman, my heart dropped yesterday when I heard that news report about that woman said she texted her daughter and she wasn't used to her daughter not texting her back and things of that nature. And they found her daughter behind a wall. She met her end. And this man, I'm trying not to call him something else, this monster, took the time to nail her behind a wall and put the wall back, like you know, like what? Put her in a wall. That's not the first. We have had incidents recently where another young lady was found and they just have video of her parking her car in front of a fire hydrant and getting into the car with the man, the suspect. And this is all allegedly. Allegedly. Allegedly, there is a demon roaming the earth and telling people, do it. There are people amongst us that have been having thoughts and hearing voices, having dreams of doing things that they know are wrong. And now they have this spirit that is overtaking them and telling them to do it. We can go through the whole thing where we say it's mental issues, it's this, it's that, it's whatever, whatever. Y'all can call it what you want to call it, and I'm calling it what it is. I'm calling it exactly what it is. Do your own research. Do your own research. When the river dried up and they heard noises under that river, they heard noises sounded like moaning and groaning. Now I want y'all to research that. And then after you research that, I want you to research the release of the demons. Research it. But I'm going to warn you, before you do your research, pray over yourself. Ask for protection. Ask that the Most High, your Creator, protects your spiritual eyes for what you are about to see. Do your research. People telling y'all that, oh, the rapture is coming, the rapture is coming. Something did happen on the 23rd. And I tried not to say nothing. I tried to hint towards it. I gave y'all a big clue when I did that video, and I said, what if the beings or the creatures said, I'll do this if you give me this. I'll do this if you give me souls. Y'all don't know how much y'all soul is really worth. So now you have beings, spirits, demons, whatever you want to call them. Now you have them taking souls. And for the young folks, young men and women, I'm going to tell y'all this too. When you are with someone in an intimate way, even before you go all the way, do not, I repeat, do not, in a joking way, in a serious way, I tell my children the same thing. I don't care if it's the thing to do now or whatever. If that person or spirit or entity in any way try to get you to agree to anything, do not. If they say things like, oh, this mine, you better just laugh it off. Do not agree. Do not, I repeat, do not agree. I know it sounds crazy, and I know it sounds like it's far-fetched. When you are with someone in that way, It is spiritual. It is spiritual. And everything that you agree to is binding. All your letters are too close. I'm trying to read it, but everything too close and it's small. Yes, when you have somebody that's trying to get you to um what's the word I'm looking for? When you have somebody that's trying to get you to approve of their doings, that is all spiritual. You don't believe me? Look it up. I didn't watch the movie Sinners, but I can tell you right now, I can guarantee you that everybody that did watch the movie know exactly what I'm saying. It's all spiritual. You have to agree. You have to welcome it. You have to say, okay. You have to say, come in. You have to say, you're welcome here. You have to agree. I don't care if they being playful with y'all. I don't care what the situation is. If somebody playfully is saying to you, you're mine, or I'm going to take that, you thinking they talking like, I'm going to take that, your body or whatever, whatever. They going to take your soul. Your soul. You got people talking about the Galactical Wars, and I talked about that in another video too, where I was trying to tell y'all about the rapture. I was trying to throw hints, but I'm gonna stop throwing hints. I'm just gonna be straight up. No more hints. Stop being so open. Stop being so willing. I don't care if it's playful. Stop opening yourself up because you don't want to be an easy target. I used to hang with guys all the time. As a matter of fact, my nickname was Snoop. One of the guys in my art class started calling me that because I wore Dickie suits all the time and that name just stuck. But I hung with a lot of guys and I came to the conclusion that everybody has insecurities. Even the most popular guys had a little insecurity here and there. But they all had one thing in common. They would all want to talk to who was easiest, who they can get to, who wouldn't put up a barrier, who wouldn't give them a hard time or whatever, or make them ask them. Like some girls, they used to say like, no, if you want to talk to me, you got to talk to my parents, or you got to, ask me out. The guys would kind of not really want to go that route. They would rather talk to the girl that was just going to be easy. I can get with her. She easy. And believe it or not, I actually heard conversations like that. Oh, she easy. All you gotta do is tell her she pretty, and you can get it. Y'all, it's a spiritual bind. It's not. It's nothing to play with. And not just the young ladies, the guys too. Be careful out there. You got some women out here. I have heard women talk. And I just sit there quiet. I just listen to the whole conversation. It's kind of sad though. I have heard women say, oh yeah, I know he got a wife and everything, but girl, did you know he's a manager at such and such? He got that money though. I can get with him. I heard one lady say, all you gotta do is show him a little titty or something. He'll be alright. You ain't gotta lay with him. Girl, you don't play with people emotions like that. That's how people get hurt. You playing with people. Talking about you could just show him a little something, but you ain't gotta sleep with him. But then you claim you asking these same guys for money, so they thinking that they about to be with you or whatever the case may be, and they getting your nails done, they getting your hair done and stuff, and you think they gonna be all right with that when they realize they being used, and you ain't even gonna give it up. Y'all better stop playing with these people out here, because we dealing with spirits. We are dealing with stronger spirits. These are not the type of demons that would just not saying just to minimize, but we not dealing with spirits that will grab your butt and run. We not dealing with spirits that are try to touch you or whatever. No, we dealing with downright spirits that's gonna do whatever they been fantasizing about doing, they gonna do it. Y'all heard about the man who got caught messing with the nonverbal lady in the back of the van? He was supposed to be an employee there. He was supposed to be the driver. I'm telling y'all, these spirits, they are doing things that they have dreamed of doing. They wanted to do. And now they just acting it out without a care in the world. Broad daylight, do not care. Y'all better protect yourselves. Protect yourself spiritually. People will tell me, well, since you're in the truth, you're not supposed to be doing this, you're not supposed to be doing that. But I used to be in the practice. I used to do tarot cards and all of that. Y'all thinking y'all doing some of these little church lines y'all be spewing out at people and throwing your Bibles at people, whatever. Let me tell you one thing, and I'm going to tell you this because I mean it from the bottom of my heart. You trying to do that with witches. Witches know the Bible better than you. A real deal witch knows the Bible better than you. Cause see, you going off of sayings and these little mantras y'all say in church every single Sunday. These witches know scripture. I'm telling you what I know. Telling you what I have practiced. And then when you have somebody who's in the practice come and tell you something, you so quick to throw up that whole, I ain't claiming that. I don't claim. Ooh, one of my homegirls who I love to watch here on YouTube now. I just recently became a subscriber on her channel, and I love the way she tells her story. I love the way she tells her journey, and she's a gardener too, and I love her to death. But I don't want to say her name right now. But I'm gonna say it in another video. But I didn't get her permission to say her name when I'm talking about this. But she did a video where she was talking about how somebody said something about her claiming what she's going through. Y'all with this whole I'm not claiming this, I'm not claiming that. You gotta have something to back it up. You can't just walk around saying I'm not claiming it. If your doctor say you got gout and you I ain't claiming it, but you ain't doing nothing to correct that, I could see you saying I don't want to claim it, and at the same time you drinking water and doing what you're supposed to do. That's different. But if you telling somebody else, don't claim that, or I ain't claiming that, but ain't nobody doing nothing to address the issue that has already been acknowledged and seen. And I felt her when she did that video. I felt it because people have told me the same thing. My body was breaking down, and I had people telling me, don't claim that, mom. Don't claim this. Don't claim that. I had cancer. Now, I don't know what God y'all serve, but the God that I serve don't want me to be nobody's fool. Don't be no fool. Don't be foolish. Get right and get tight, y'all. Stay prayed up. And when I say prayed up, I mean prayed up. If you have a pressure, y'all, am not, um, I'm not what they call a holy roller. I was church hurt long time ago. I got over that church hurt and realized that it wasn't the actual church, it was the people in the church that hurt me. So that's how I got over my church hurt. I had to realize that, and I had to do some soul searching and work on myself. But once I started working on myself, I had to I had to realize and understand that everybody don't think the same. I'm not the type that's just gonna sit here and say, "Oh Lord, I know the world is changing, but I ain't gonna claim it. I ain't gonna." No, I'm gonna say, Lord, the world is changing. I need you to build me up, and I need you to strengthen me. I need you to be all around me, protect me, cause the world is changing, and I need you. This the only way I'm gonna make it through. I mean, you gotta really talk to the Most High. Like, you really gotta talk to Him. All this talking about the rapture and the end times, and y'all won't even acknowledge the things that you see right in front of your face. People be so quick to try to point the finger at other people and not take it for what it is. Teachers quitting and blaming the parents, parents not wanting to buy supplies and blaming the teachers, and then the students blaming everybody. Put prayer back in school. Even if it ain't prayer, put a moment of reflection. When I was in elementary, they took prayer out of school while I was in elementary, and our principal took prayer out, but the way she did it, she still had us stand and have a moment of reflection, a quiet time. So that way, if you wanted to pray in that moment, you could pray. If you wanted to do an affirmation to yourself, you could do it. We had a moment where we stood. That was our quiet moment. And when I tell you, it was it was worth it. I used to say the Lord's Prayer to myself every morning. Then when I got older, where I had my own kids, I started making them say the Lord's Prayer before school every morning when they was in elementary. And once they get to middle school, I will just tell them, say the Lord's Prayer over yourself. Pray over yourself. You know, because I feel like they getting at that age now where they should be learning how to just get in the habit of doing it themselves. But when they're in elementary, I'm saying the Lord's Prayer with them in the morning. We got things going on in the schools. There was another report where a guy actually reported himself. He said, I had some thoughts of harming this child. He went and reported himself. That means he had some type of conviction. He had something inside of him that told him these thoughts that you are having are not right. Take yourself out the situation. Pull yourself out of the situation before you do something. But we have some people that, I don't want to say weak minded, but you have some people that have pushed their prayer circle to the side, or that have pushed the people, burn bridges with people that really have their best interests at heart, and then go out into the world and do heinous things, or become a victim of a heinous act. The spirit that is roaming the earth now is doing exactly what has been written. Do the research. If y'all think I'm talking out the side of my neck, do your research. Fishes. I'm going to say fishes. But fish showing up on the shore. I'm trying to pick my words because we can't say unalived. I guess I got to use that word. Just showing up on the shore. Birds that are no longer. Lord, I hate I gotta be so censored. I gotta watch my words. But even the animals are acting out. Could it be that we have poisoned the earth? Could it be? Could it be that we have opened a door that wasn't supposed to be opened? A Catholic church? Could it be? Could it be that we have been praying to something or an entity that was not supposed to be uplifted? Could it be? Could it be that we have all these images of a crucifixion hanging up or wrapped around our necks? Could it be that we glamorize the day that an innocent man was put up on a cross? Could it be? Could it be that we have allowed things to go on without speaking up? Could it be that we just sat back and watched? Could it be? Could it be that we did not listen when those who were appointed to sound the alarms? Could it be that we didn't like the source, so we chose not to hear? Could it be? If we go by the golden rule of love, that can help a lot of things. But it all goes back to we are not in the end time. Y'all think y'all have seen some stuff this is not the end times. This is the preparation for the end. These are the things that are supposed to happen. If you really get into your word, these are the things that are supposed to be happening. But we don't know if it's going to happen between 1 or 2 years, or if these things are going to be going on for the next 100 years. But I do know that we are not supposed to long for the end times. We are not supposed to ask him to come and, oh, because when he come, it's gonna be so much calamity. It's gonna be so, don't wish for it to happen, because when it happens, you go, people are running to and forth, there will be nowhere to go. Are you gonna be ready? Are you gonna be ready? We try to talk to the young girls and the young boys and let them know what's out there and everything, and then we got other adults telling them, oh, that's toxic, don't listen to them and let them live their life, or whatever. And you try to tell the young ladies to, you know, dress appropriately, or to be mindful of where they are, and you try to tell the young boys you're not safe either. You have monsters out here that would do the same thing to you. It's not just on the females. Now you have to watch out for yourself also. And then you have other adults telling these children, you don't have to listen to them, they don't know what they're talking about, they're old fashioned, they're toxic, they're narcissists, and da 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 da. And I'm gonna tell you right now, they are setting y'all up for failure and for destruction. Because the thing that's roaming the earth now, you can't you can't fight them alone. You can't. You If you done burned your bridges with your people, I ask you, I beg of you, go make it right. You don't have to kiss their butt, but go make it right. Talk to one another. Try to understand each other. Try. If I hear one more person say that their parents are toxic just because their parents would fuss at them, I'm gonna scream. You think that's toxic when it's children that's out here that's really, really dealing with some real deal stuff? You wanna say, oh, my parents are toxic, they just always fussed all the time. What the heck are you talking about? You better go and make that right. If they fuss, just ignore them. If they're fussing, how about this? How about try to treat them the way you would want to be treated if you was frustrated? Try to understand where they coming from. Oh, you don't like working. You feel like working is so hard. They think I'm gonna be working for this little bit of my. Imagine how your parents feel if they get out there and they work every day at a job they getting tired of, but they know they got mouths to feed, and then they come home, the dishes not washed, the floor not swept, nothing is going on, and then you online telling people that, oh, you hate it here and they're so toxic. Imagine how your parents feel. Imagine how your prayer circle feel. Y'all stop disconnecting from what is going to be your strength. Learn how to love each other. That goes for the parents too. Parents, try to be understanding with your children. I know it's hard. Try to be that person that they can come talk to. Try it. Because the spirit that's roaming the earth now is, it is in a happy place when it sees division. When it sees division, it sees an open door. During this preparation time, we have to understand that there is strength and power in numbers. If we could all get together on one accord and have the same prayer, the same plea, things can shift. But if everybody is divided, I mean everybody, it's getting to the point where it's right down to the most minimal thing that you can think of. It's crazy. It used to be whites versus blacks. Now it's whites versus black, black versus white, Latino versus black, uh, uh, Indian versus versus white. Uh, you got the talls versus the shorts. You got the women against the men against the women. You have the rich versus the poor versus the rich, the the well dressed versus the not so well dressed. I heard a saying one day when somebody said, "Oh, she basic," and when I asked them what they mean by that, and they told me, I said, "Well, I guess I'm basic then." But they said it like like they was trying to be hurtful, harmful. Oh, she basic, she basic. Well, I guess I'm basic then because I don't really try to put on a show for other people. I just, go by how I'm feeling. That's what, as long as I'm not hurting anybody or whatever. But it's a lot of division in the world, a lot of division. You have people that will, and I saw this on a podcast or whatever. You had a young lady on there that said she was really into this guy with his conversation. I think it was online or something. I forgot what it was, but she was just really into this guy. She felt like he was a good person and everything. And oh, no, it was at their job. So they exchanged numbers. And this young lady had already said that she was really feeling this guy. She really liked him. She liked his work ethic. She liked the way he was about family. He was always talking about his family at work. And he didn't have any kids. He was a single man. So she just was all in. They exchanged numbers. This young lady said when he texted her asking was she available for a phone call later that day, he was just calling, and to me that was really nice of him. He texted her first to say, hey, will you be available in about 30 minutes? I wanted to give you a call. This young lady said she couldn't. She told him, no, never mind. You know why? Because the color of his text showed that he had an Android. What the heck? I got an Android. Let me tell y'all something. That rubbed me the wrong way, not because I have an Android. It rubbed me the wrong way because you have so many people out here saying that they want a good man. They want somebody who's family oriented. They want somebody who's working. And he hit everything on the head, and then you still found something to turn your nose up at him. You didn't like the fact that when he texted you, the color of his text showed that he had an Android and you had an iPhone. So you cut the whole thing off. And the people on this podcast or whatever this show was, whatever, they all started laughing in unison, and they were all like, oh, no, no, man, no, no, he need to up his game. He need to up his game. No, you need to up your game because let me tell you what you did. You just missed out on what could have possibly been the best thing for you. All because this person did not have the type of phone that you thought that they should have. That's a spirit. Y'all want to know what spirit that is? That is the Jezebel spirit. The Jezebel spirit will try to lure you in, sexualize herself, and then try to downplay who you are. They will try to diminish who you are. That's a Jezebel spirit. And it's not just women. Men can be Jezebel as well. They can have that Jezebel spirit on them as well. But while they are lifting themselves up, they are going to find something about you to either make fun of or to nitpick at or whatever, but they still want you to chase them. That's the thing. She thought that if she was like, no, I can't do this. You got an Android. You got an Android. That will make him like go get an iPhone and all that. No, you just messed it up. You called it off because this man had a phone that you didn't think he should have, and you wanted him to go change his phone for you. You wanted him to chase you. Don't work like that, sweetheart. Everybody's not going to change who they are to please you. Change comes from within. And it all circles back to we are not in the end times. These are the little things that lead up to the end times, y'all. People are against each other for the dumbest things. Somebody told me they was gonna unsubscribe from me because I'm not a vegan. Bye. Yes, I have some days where I only eat vegan. I never disclosed that to anybody, but I have some days where I only eat vegan. That's my way of trying to introduce healthier foods into my family's life. I'm the mom in the house. I'm the wife in the house, and I try my best to feed my family with love. So if I'm feeding them with love, if I know for a fact that my husband enjoys a certain food, I'm not going to only give him what I eat. I'm going to sometimes give him exactly his favorite food, his favorite plate, because I'm his wife. And I love to see the expression on his face when he come home from work and he takes off them boots, and I know he been under people's houses all day, or he's been building, he's been climbing stairs, or whatever the case may be. I enjoy seeing his face when he kick his boots off and he sees a plate of his favorite food. But at the same time, I want my husband to have a long, healthy life. So every once in a while, yes, I give my family vegan foods, lots of fruit, lots of vegetables. But because of the love that I have for them, I'm going to make sure every once in a while I give them, not every once in a while, a lot of times I give them the foods that I know they enjoy. I'm unsubscribing because I thought you were vegan. I don't know what gave you that idea with all them shorts I got. Well, I'm at Zaxby's and uh, Chick-fil-A. What gave you that idea? Because you saw one short where I had a bowl of fruit? Child, I'm from the South. One thing we gonna do is we gonna eat. That's the problem with me becoming a vegan. I can't become a vegan because I got this in me where I love food. Now I have learned how to do cheese substitute to make it, a little bit more tangible. But that's just another division. That's another division. The meat eaters versus the vegetarians. The vegetarians versus the vegans. What in the world? And things are only going to get worse. Stop wishing for the rapture. Stop wishing for the end. You do not want to see how bad it's going to get before the actual end. We are only in the preparation stages. And when I tell you there was something that happened on the 23rd, there was a shift that happened when it was supposedly had been predicted that it was going to be a rapture. It was not a rapture. There was an exchange that happened on the day when everybody was preparing for a rapture. There was an exchange. I'll stop doing this, but I need souls. Watch and see what I tell y'all. By the end of this year, you're going to see more and more heinous crimes. It gets worse before it gets better. And even when it gets better, it's all going to be a facade. Try to understand that everything that you see can be questioned, especially now with AI. It's all a setup. Y'all don't notice that it's all a setup. They got y'all out here playing with these AIs and everything because it's fun and ooh, I can make a video with Tupac. I can make a video with Martin Luther King, and I can have him say this, and I can have him say that, and I can make it look like George Washington is shopping in the store. Do y'all understand that if you can do that from your home, imagine imagine the setup. Something just happened with mine. I guess I wasn't supposed to say that. I wasn't supposed to say that. They didn't want me to say that. So that was my warning. I already knew when I saw my watch hours going down, going down, going down. You can take away subscribers, but how can you take away what has already been watched? Yeah. I know who I am, and I know I'm a threat. I have had people around me who I thought loved me try to sacrifice me. I have had people around me get mad because the things that they have done to me did not hurt me. Knocked me down for a little bit, but it didn't do what it was supposed to do. And instead of them leaving well enough alone, they tried again. Tried again. Maybe this time. Maybe this time. Maybe if I do this. Maybe if I do that. Not understanding who I am. And there's a lot of people out there just like me. And if you're listening to me now, you're probably one of them. It's a lot of us that we see things for what it is. We're positive people. For real, not fake positive. I had to unsubscribe from somebody because they was always saying, I'm a positive channel over here. I'm positive. But at the same time, they was always saying negative things about people, about other people and other women and other situations. That to me, that's fake positivity. Real positive people don't feel like they have to down somebody else to boost themselves up. You don't. Because your light is already there. You don't need to take somebody else's light or dim somebody else's light for yours to shine brighter. That's just not the way to do it. All things are coming to the forefront. Everything that you think is hidden will be seen. All these things that have been going on for years and years, and people turn a blind eye, is starting to be seen. Y'all think that this is the first time that somebody has taken a young lady, done what they wanted to do with her, and then dump her body over a bridge? Do y'all think that's the first time? No. These are things that have been going on. And then now these spirits are just, they're okay with doing things in broad daylight. They don't care if cameras are everywhere. They don't care. It's entities walking amongst us. Have you ever had the feeling where you can walk into a place, or you can walk, like if you're walking into a place and somebody's walking out, have you ever felt like they were just staring at you, or like something felt eerie or something felt off about the way that they was looking at you? Like you walk into a place and you're looking at something and you just happen to look up and somebody just looking at you? Yeah. They are amongst us, seeking out whom they may destroy. You can tell people all day long, this is what's going on, this is what's going on. Stay prayed up. Speak positive over your family, or speak positive over your kids. I said in my comments, well, not in my comments. There's this guy who's always cooking and everything, and he put these sayings up. So he asked, "What would you do if your husband had to leave, or your boyfriend had to leave, and he left you in?" He said boyfriend, and he left you in his place. Uh, what you gonna do? And I was like, try to straighten up a little bit, open the blinds or something, say a quick prayer over him. And I actually had somebody come behind that comment and say, that's a cap, you're lying. No, that's actually the way I was raised. See, I was raised with both sets of grandparents and my parents. I had a mother and father household, even though Papa was a Rolling Stone. I had my mom and dad were married. I had both sets of grandparents, and I had a whole slew of cousins. And we were all taught that when your spouse leaves to go to work, to go on vacation, to go on a trip, whatever the case may be, when your spouse leaves, you pray for their safe travels. You pray for their protection. That's what we were taught. So it may seem cap to, and I knew it was somebody younger just by the simple fact that they said cap, you lying, or whatever they said. And I'm thinking to myself, just because you didn't have that doesn't mean that it doesn't exist. There are some of us out here that if you leave us in your place and you have to go to work or whatever the case may be, there are some of us that were raised by some old school grandparents. I'm telling y'all, I ask my grandmama all the time, is she Gullah Geechee? And she keep telling me she don't know what Gullah Geechee is, but she has some Gullah Geechee ways. But there are some of us out here that grew up with certain sayings and certain things that we just do. It's not, some people say it's superstition. Don't do that. That's superstition or whatever. It's it's our tradition. It's our tradition. I'm a woman of faith. I'm a woman in truth. However, there are some things that I still do because it's our tradition. The only thing I think I let go is cleaning up on Saturday mornings, and that's because we were raised where we could get up and clean on Saturday mornings. But once I realized who I really was, and I came into truth, then I started cleaning on Fridays because I was like, dog, it's like we were being conditioned to do exactly the opposite of what the Most High wanted us to do. But I clean on Fridays now and Sundays. So certain things that I grew up with, like sweeping out the back door, I still do that. That's tradition. Praying for your spouse when they leave the house, I still do that. That's tradition. When my husband was in that accident, you can't tell me it were no angels surrounding him. That what my grandmama taught me to do. It protected my husband when he was in that crash. I I believe that. I believe it. My husband is in construction. You can't tell me that he ain't had protection with all the stuff he done had to go through. He knows I hate to see him on top of people's houses and stuff, and he will sometimes send me he will video call me on the video chat thing, and he up on somebody's roof or he up on the side of the building. I be like, Lord have mercy, protect my husband. And you got people out here saying that's cap. See, they putting stuff in y'all head to make y'all think that that praying for protection or that um, cleaning your house with prayer is fake or it's non-existent or whatever. Like I said, y'all better stop burning these bridges with the prayer warriors that are around you. You better start listening to these elders when they're telling you, hey, this is what you do. My grandmother used to tell me things that she did to save money when times was hard, and I to this day use some of those techniques. When I had all them children and they was all young, and my grandmother called me one day and said, how you doing over there? I said, I'm doing all right. I just be so tired. She stayed on the phone with me and told me, she said, well, it's still kind of early in the morning. What I want you to do is put this in the crock pot. She told me step by step what she wanted me to put in the crock pot. That crock pot saved me from losing my mind. My grandmother sat on the phone with me and said, okay, I need you to do this. Go ahead and put that in the crock pot so that way by the time he get back home, you'll have some warm to eat, but it'll still give you time to, do what you got to do with the babies. Then she said, if you get sleepy, I'm finna tell y'all something that's really gonna make y'all laugh at me. But she said, if you get too sleepy and you feel yourself kind of nodding off, she said, take one of the diaper pins, because I used to use cloth diapers on my babies. She said, take one of your safety pins and pin yourself to the baby. Take your clothes, pin it to the baby, and take the sheet and wrap one side to your leg and put the other side of the sheet and tuck it on the other side of the baby and have the baby facing up. She said that way if the baby wake up or tug or move in any way, you'll feel it. She said don't put the sheet near your head and then just wrap it a little bit around your leg and tuck it on the other side of the baby leg. And she said that safety pin is going to help you feel any tug. That saved me. Those little things that she taught me when I was, a new mother, set of twins, those things she told me helped me. And here it is, you have a generation where if you say, oh, I pray for my spouse when they leave the house. Oh, that's cap. Oh, you're lying. Oh, God. Y'all need to calm that down with not listening to the people who have been through some things. The older generation. I can call myself the older generation. Now I'm 45 years old. Lord have mercy. But anyway, we know some things. We done been through some things. And if my husband know it to this day, because he's not a practicing religious person or whatever you want to call it. However, he knows that his wife is. And I'm glad that he knows that. He knows. He knows that his wife is praying for him. See, people out here worried about what kind of phone you got, what kind of shoes you got on. You need to be worried about if your spouse is a person of faith. You need to be worried about if your spouse is somebody who really genuinely wants a family or who genuinely wants to see the best for you. If you were to go to your spouse right now and say, I was thinking, let's go down and talk to the people at the bank and start a trust fund. Let's start taking the steps for that. Do you have the type of spouse that'll say, what? Do all that? Or do you have the type of spouse that'll say, okay, what time you want to head out? Do we need to set up an appointment first? Or, let me get our paperwork together so we can have everything we need or whatever. Y'all need to start looking at stuff like that. Because you don't think spirits are seeping in through your relationship? Because I would not want to be with somebody who's testing me to see if when they leave the house what I'm going to do. I want to be with somebody who already know, because we done already had conversation. I want to be with somebody who already know. If I leave my house, I ain't got to worry about that because she probably going to go to sleep or she probably going to cook something to eat. I don't want to be with somebody who going to leave and call their mama and say, I just left at my house. I'm trying to see what she do. Because that means you already got a mindset of negative thoughts and testing. I dated somebody like that before, and I knew that was not going to last. That was not going to last. You constantly testing to somebody to see if they do the things you think they should do. What? Be by yourself. Be by yourself. I know you had told me you loved me the other day, but I just kind of didn't like the way you said it. The way you said it just didn't feel right. What? That's a spirit. Be spirits on these people. You constantly testing your spouse, constantly to see if they say things the way you want them to say them, to see if they do what you think they should do when you leave the house, to clean the way your mama cleans or whatever. Y'all, when me and my husband first got together, we were young. We got us a trailer with our little money we had saved up or whatever. We got us a 2-bedroom trailer. It was a nice trailer though, y'all. Had a garden tub and everything. So, um, we didn't criticize each other if we didn't know how to do something. I'll tell you what we did. We laughed. We laughed. We learned how to cook together. We learned how to fix things together. It's stuff breaking the house and we both young. We like, what, 19, 20 years old? We would laugh and figure it out. We didn't pick on each other or say, well, he didn't know how to fix the commode when it broke and he had to call his brother or whatever. None of that. None of that. We laughed and was like, oh my goodness, it's water everywhere. Turn the water off. How to get the water? Where the water? And we laughed, and that was a moment that we will remember forever. I didn't say, I didn't say, well, my man didn't put the clothes in the wash the way I wanted him to put in there, so it's not gonna work. I didn't say, well, let me see if he know how to barbecue like my daddy. If he don't know how to barbecue like my daddy, it ain't gonna work. If he don't know how to get on the roof of this house and fix this roof like my granddaddy, it ain't gonna work. What the heck? I'm not gonna be comparing my soulmate, my spouse, to everybody around. I'm not gonna compare. I'm not gonna compete. I'm not doing none of that. That means it's not genuine. Be genuine. I'ma say it again because it's on my mind. And y'all know I like to speak my mind. We are not in the end times. Stop listening to these prophets, self-proclaimed prophets, and start studying and reading for yourself. Start paying attention. Start looking with your spiritual eyes. Start seeing what's really going on. Start paying attention to all these news reports that's coming out with all these missing people and people hurting people. More than that, but I'm just trying to watch my words. Start paying attention to technology. Don't let it consume you to the point where you are in constant fear, but just pay attention. Do your own research. Go down the rabbit hole. But before you do your research, pray about it and ask for protection. I'm going to keep coming at y'all with these thoughts that I'm having, these spiritual thoughts. And I hope it brings awareness. We've been in a war. We've been in a galactic war. We have really, really been in the middle. I tried to throw hints at y'all on the day of the quote-unquote rapture. That was not a rapture. That was an exchange. Thank you. But I do want y'all to stay prayed up. And that's just being for real. I don't know who you pray to, and I don't know what you pray about, but it's real. And it's only going to get worse. And then when it appears to get better, it's all going to be a facade. It's not real. When it appears to be all about love and peace and harmony, don't believe it. Don't believe it. Go by what you know. You have somebody telling you what's in front of you. Don't be a fool. Don't go testing the waters. But you gotta have the knowledge. You gotta know. Study. If you're not an avid reader, get audiobooks. Study. Watch what's going on around you. Stay prayed up. I mean deep in prayer. Pray without ceasing. And I'll talk to y'all in another video. Until next time, y'all know how I do it. Gracias por ver. Thanks for watching. Adios. Bye.